Good morning, Sass Squad. It's July 3rd, 2025, and if you thought things couldn't get darker than a Florida detention center at dusk, buckle in. Tonight we've got state-sanctioned abuse, MAGA martyr delusions, holiday terror alerts, and for once, a chicken that lives to squawk another day. If you came here for clarity, outrage, and a sparkly middle finger to the best, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Cruelty is the point. Today's top story isn't just sickening, it's soul-rattling. Court documents just revealed that Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a man deported by the Orange Overlords administration in March, says he was beaten, sleep-deprived, and psychologically tortured in one of El Salvador's most notorious prisons. Let me repeat that. The United States government deported a man to a known human rights nightmare, and now he's coming back broken. If he comes back at all. According to the filings, this isn't your garden variety bad conditions. We're talking systemic abuse, the kind that haunts people for life. And yet, crickets from the very folks who clutch their pearls at the word amnesty. Here's how the narrative spins. The left is calling it what it is, a human rights violation facilitated by U.S. policy and a symptom of dangerously dehumanizing immigration systems. The center is cautiously concerned, focusing on legal implications and the paper trail of accountability. The right, mostly silent, because admitting this happened might mean admitting that cruelty wasn't an accident, it was the blueprint. This isn't just a scandal, it's a moral reckoning. When you build a deportation machine with no brakes, this is the blood on the gears. And don't let anyone tell you this is rare. Garcia's story is just one that's been documented. Now imagine how many aren't. Imagine how many people have been thrown to the wolves so someone in power could say they were tough on crime. This isn't justice. This is state-sanctioned suffering, and if we don't raise hell about it, we're complicit. So, we've established that cruelty isn't just tolerated, it's outsourced. But don't worry, the homegrown flavor is alive and plotting too. Let's talk about the MAGA martyr of the day, Edward Kelly, whom some on the far right still refer to as a peaceful protester. Spoiler alert, he just got sentenced to life in prison for conspiring to assassinate 36 FBI agents with car bombs and drones. Peaceful, huh? Here's what went down. Kelly, a January 6th rioter who had already received clemency from Trump in 2021, decided that wasn't enough. He teamed up with a guy named Austin Carter and allegedly hatched a full-blown domestic terror plot targeting federal agents involved in his Capitol riot investigation. Federal prosecutors said he wasn't just fantasizing, he was planning the logistics, names, addresses, drone surveillance, and the works. A jury convicted him last year, and now, as of July 2nd, 2025, he's got a life sentence. This case is textbook fascism with a flavor of grievance cult, and yet some right-wing outlets still frame him as the victim of Biden's DOJ, veteran just seeking retribution. Meanwhile, the left is using terms like threatened police, attempted terrorism, and pointing to systemic dangers of unchecked radicalization. The center is holding the legal line, saying he got clemency, but that doesn't cover a terrorist plot. The right, still trying to spin this like it's a Hallmark redemption arc gone wrong. They call this man a patriot and frame the DOJ like it's a personal hit squad. Let's be very clear. Kelly wasn't a misguided protester. He was a convicted insurrectionist turned domestic terrorist. And no amount of flag waving or 1776 cosplay erases that. This is where the Stop the Steal fantasy lands us, in basements full of bombs and hit lists, and it's a miracle this wasn't another Oklahoma City. So, to everyone still calling January 6th a tour, tell me, what kind of tourist packs drones and car bombs? So while some are calling that terrorism, patriotism, others are looking ahead to July 4th like, how many lone wolves are too many? Spoiler alert, even one is too damn many. And in today's episode of Can We Have One Holiday Without a Terror Warning, the DHS and FBI have issued a joint alert for potential lone wolf attacks ahead of July 4th celebrations in NYC and San Francisco. So, if you were hoping for hot dogs, fireworks, and maybe a little peace of mind this Independence Day, tough luck, babe. You're getting drones, bomb threats, and a lot of cocktails in your mental go bag. The warnings follow recent attacks. An ISIS-linked vehicle attack in New Orleans on New Year's Day, a Molotov cocktail assault in Boulder, and now, amid the ongoing Israel-Hamas conflict, officials are worried about extremist flare-ups. They've shut down bridges, beefed up transit security, and rolled out the full alphabet soup of federal partners, all to remind us we live in a country where even backyard barbecues need tactical planning. What's the media breakdown? The left is treading lightly, calling them lone wolves and focusing on vague threat language, sidestepping the whole "who radicalized them" question. The right is going full Tom Clancy, screaming terrorist threat while frothing about border security and law and order crackdowns. The center, the poor, exhausted center, is out here just trying to keep us from exploding while reminding everyone that yes, white supremacists and anti-gov extremists are part of the problem too. And let's be real, the real threat here isn't just a lone wolf, it's an entire system that downplays white nationalist terrorism, radicalizes people online, and sells it back to them as patriotism. So yes, we'll see something, say something. But maybe while we're at it, we could also say something about the billion-dollar disinformation machine, the elected officials who court chaos, and the media narrative that fuels fear while dodging accountability. Happy almost Independence Day, stay safe, stay alert, and maybe light a sparkler for what's left of our collective sanity. Let's give our anxiety a break and speed run through some of today's other flaming headlines, because the news doesn't slow down just because we're emotionally unavailable. Made in the USA flops again. A company tried going full patriotic by keeping all production domestic. Turns out their customers couldn't afford the price tag because nothing says freedom like a t-shirt that costs more than your hourly wage. Capitalism brought to you by overseas labor and your favorite flag pin. Alligator Alcatraz now has its own army. Roughly 70 National Guard troops have been activated to protect Florida's infamous migrant detention site. Nicknamed Alligator Alcatraz because nothing says land of the free like militarizing a swamp prison in the middle of a human rights scandal. U.S. is selectively arming Ukraine. We're apparently withholding air defense missiles from Ukraine, not because they don't need them, but because reasons. Look, we've got money for forever wars and border cages, but not for clear defense aid against an active invasion. It's giving geopolitical whiplash. Chris Matthews predicts a blue wave. According to Matthews, Dems have a shot at flipping 15 to 20 House seats. If true, it's a serious plot twist because the GOP is getting eaten itself alive while Gen Z registers to vote like they're about to storm Area 51. Okay, that was a lot. Let's close the chaos with a tiny feathery miracle that reminded me why I still believe in plot twists, especially the fluffy ones. So picture this. I'm out here thinking one of my Keets, yes, one of the 50-plus baby guinea fowl currently running a coup on my sanity, got crushed under the Coop tractor. I'm panicking, I'm grieving, I'm mentally planning a backyard bird visual, but guess what? She wasn't dead, she just was stuck. That fluffy little warrior rolled out from under the frame like, surprise bitch, you thought I was gone. She was chirping, alive, a little rattled, a lot dramatic, same girl same, but fluffy, ready to rejoin the chaos of bird life. And honestly, that's the energy I'm channeling for the rest of the week. Thought it was over? Nah, babe, I was just stuck. And that's a wrap on today's SassCast. From broken systems to broken expectations to one Keet who refused to quit, we've covered it all. If you made it to the end, congrats, you're emotionally tougher than a MAGA rioter with a drone and a grudge. Don't forget to like, share, and scream into the void, preferably on TikTok, Instagram, or wherever your voice hits hardest. And if you're feeling stuck this week, just remember, you're not crushed, babe. You're about to roll back into the light, squawking like you own the place. Stay bold, stay loud, and stay unstuck. We'll see you tomorrow.